Hey guys, Wendy here. I'm here to debunk something that I keep hearing over and over. I didn't stop people in the meeting, but I wanted to because this has been repeated so many times that it's like nails on a chalkboard. Okay, I don't know if the people that are repeating it are brainwashed into believing it's true, or they're just going along with the president to keep in his good graces. The president of our HOA is Mark Hickson, who's also an Oakland County Sheriff's deputy. And here is the truth about the lighting survey. It didn't come back positive. It came back negative. In addition to that, there was a lot of negative feedback against the lights way before ground was broken. So I'm just going to try to go quickly through some of these documents. So the first one is 3/25/20, that's when a resident says you need to follow the bylaws. We've seen this email before, and Hickson is angry. This can tell you, well, he seems angry. This statement seems angry. Can tell you I have no interest in going back with emails on what the bylaws say and what they don't say. The budget was voted upon and approved by the members that were at the open meeting. So right there you see him laying foundation for his alternative route to getting the assessment in, which was not voting on it as an assessment, but first increasing dues and then having capital improvements put as a line item in the budget for the first time in 20 years. So that's the first one. And we have, let's see, June 18th is the attorney letter. Again, before ground was broken, the attorney sends a letter saying it's, hey, duh, the bylaws, it's an assessment. Please do it as an assessment by creating a capital improvements line item in the annual budget, including large scale and projects like this. The board is circumventing the intent of the bylaws. Members of the association may not be aware this practice is being undertaken. Anyway, so this is plenty of warning. This was way before ground was broken. This counts as another sign that the board should have been listening. This wasn't wanted. All along this time, the board, you will see in their documents, sells a very different picture, saying, you know what, there's another document I'll show you later to explain that. Okay, so here's the lighting survey. Now, I put July 1st on this because it was a July lighting survey, but I've since learned by reading some of the feedback forms, it was June 26th, which was a Friday. It was sent out at the end of the day on Friday, June 26th. It had to be returned 9 days later by Monday, July 6th, and that included a long holiday weekend. The survey is kind of, it calls itself a questionnaire. It's a little complicated. It tends to drown in details. These are residents that haven't really heard anything about this, no details, and it's just it's an estimate, third-party financing. Again, estimate. This seems to me to be like an initial interest, and again, it is termed a questionnaire. Okay, so July 8th. Okay, here's the letter from the board. And this is them packaging it in what they feel is a positive way. We had 51 people respond to the street lighting plan survey. A 14% response is a good rate of response, considering we didn't have a way to contact every homeowner. Really? They didn't have a way to contact every homeowner? Gosh, if only they had our addresses or something. So this is the cover letter that went with the results. Again, this seems to be from the committee that administered the lighting questionnaire, not the, this is not from the board. The overall response, concerns about streetlight placement. Anyway, so here we go. That's July 8th. So, and I've done the math here. This is in this letter too. Over 84% of the respondents, there were 51 respondents. Wait, was it 51? Let me see. Let me get that right. Yeah, 51 respondents total. It says people. We don't know if that was lots or people, but out of those 51 people, 43 of the respondents were against the lots or against some way of the lots, against the financing, feeling like there should be an assessment vote. Over 84% of those mere 51 people did not want the lights. Now, the next part of this, I'm just going to click through some of these. It goes from resident A to resident QQ. And this is sort of like, I don't know if you remember the movie Three Amigos, where it's the opening and they sing a note for so long. They hold the note so long that it's hilarious. And it's because it's ridiculously long to hold a note. I started thinking about this when I was doing this. I'm not going to go through all of them because it would be like ridiculously long. I'm going to click on a couple of them, and you can go to the website and see this yourself. Okay, A is there needs to be a vote. This is going to be almost $250,000. It needs to be there needs to be voted on. It does not increase the value of the homes in the sub. I want to see the proof that it increases the value. Having moved 7 times, about 7 houses in 3 states. So your streetlights were not on the top of list. You got to see this. You might want to get an opinion from an attorney as to the current path you're pursuing and get a written opinion on the legality of your actions. Residents were trying so hard, speaking extremely clearly, saying, don't do this. You're breaking the rules. You're breaking the bylaws. You need to get an attorney to get a legal opinion saying it's okay to do what you're doing, because I don't think it's okay. That's not me saying that, okay? I didn't even get this survey. Okay, so we're going to go, that's A. Let's look at D here. This is unwanted, another unwanted light. It's an annoyance. E, we have bylaws. You know, gosh, half these say the bylaws. Even there's a couple of people that are somewhat interested in it, but they want more details, but they still think it should be a vote. It runs the gamut, but everybody thinks the bylaws should be followed. Here it is. Look, this person is providing the bylaws for the president. Okay, so here that's I think that's E. Okay, let's see, G. And this is a common thing I see. Too many polls. We weren't in favor of the street sign post being changed, and now you're going to put in the lights. It's pole clutter. It's going to look tacky. It's ugly. It's going to make our subdivision look cheaper. Please no, pole clutter. H again is pole clutter. Let's see. We are refusing it if the light requires our approval. Let's see. Just too many posts are going to diminish the look of it. Okay, so let's say I. I just noticed a plan to put another pole on our streetlights. I'm totally against having multiple poles on our lot. It would look ridiculous and be detrimental to the value of housing within the development. Please register this as my strong rejection to this plan. This is not unique amongst these responses, guys. You'll see in a later, very long, what I call the apologetics email from Hickson, where he justifies all of this. He goes through an argument for his way around everything. He never really acknowledges that he's breaking the rules, but he does go out of his way to say if you saw my other video on how he gets away with the switcheroo, he says other legal stuff, but there's no ask for a response. He's not asking for responses. So this is just like a justification after this, to sort of saying I'm doing it anyway. And there's a lot of language in there where it's like, residents want this. There's a very small number of people that don't. Nothing supported. Okay, so here we go. J, let's see. Why do we need 2 lights at the entrance? Why do we need double lights at the entrance? This is what this respondent says. K, let's see. Okay, this goes against the Dark Sky Initiative, which is the American Medical Association, to reduce light pollution when developing the plan. So people used the Dark Sky Initiative and incorporated it in developing this plan, but the AMA's Dark Sky Initiative would dictate that there not be lights. So this is what the resident's saying. He's like, what are you talking about? And let's see, it says the courts don't need it, the light's not needed. Let's see what else he says. Bylaws, financing concerns, it's too vague, it's too much. We need more details. Let's see. Okay, so that's K, that's L. Let me get to L. We do not like the plan. There's no lights. Oh, he says that he spoke to a broker, and the broker said streetlights would lower the lower the home value. And he directly asks Hickson, or the board, where is the information where you're saying that it would raise the value? Okay, so that's Al. Let's see, sorry guys, this is kind of a mess. There's just so many, there's so many residents' voices that were not heard, and I know I'm rushing through them right now, and I don't mean to dishonor them. It's just, there's so many. You need to go to this website and read all of them. Okay, so M. you know, why was this sent out late? Okay, this was sent out, this is another thing you'll see. People thought it was unfair, even the people that did get it, because they said it was sent out late on a Friday with 9 days to respond. It was sent out June 26th, and it was due by Monday, July 6th. So it was 9 days, and it included a long holiday weekend. So, you know, so it thinks there's going to be someone they can contact about financial concerns. That he despised his the street light in front of his other home. When we looked at our current home, one of the things I liked was not having these nuisances in the sub. This is not unique. You will see this all over. I'm only to M. I don't know how many more I should do. P, lived 22-year resident. He doesn't want the lights. R, oh gosh, I'll show you R. This wasn't for me, but it's somebody else that's an attorney, and from the plain language of the bylaws, the lighting plan is a special assessment. It needs a vote. It needs to comply with the special assessment statute of the bylaws. Having lights everywhere will make our neighborhood look more urban. Let's see, so that's that. I'm trying to go quickly and still get this on. Letter S. No lights. Resident has their own lights. The resident says, I have my own exterior lights. I don't want lights. Resident T, extremely opposed. The cost is outrageous. The residents don't know how to be heard. And that refers to, right here, there may be a large portion of residents that are unaware of how to properly learn about, respond, express their viewpoints. They've personally heard that, felt that. Okay, I'm going to stop right there, but you will see scores more. All of those responses are really clear, really clear. No way to misinterpret them. And that was all before ground was broken. Hickson took this survey. Oh, well, let me show you something else. July 9th, the committee disbanded. Okay, the committee looked at all those responses and said, okay, we've met the 2 objective lighting committees. We developed a draft lighting plan. Draft, even the committee is saying it was just a draft, which implies that there's going to be a further development and vote on it. At least that's what I would take from it. Hey, here's a draft plan, and then there was nothing else after that. And he says the HOA board already had the draft lighting plan, and now they have the associated homeowner feedback. So please consider this the last official lighting project committee message, since we are disbanding the committee. The survey did not come back favorable for the lights. It came back so negative that the committee disbanded following it, guys. Okay, so this is this is what I call Hickson's apologetics. And what I mean by that is argument. It's quite long. It's a lot of, we have to just take his word for a lot of it, because a lot of it's just like saying everyone's so happy. Everyone really likes the lights. Everyone wants the idea. We talked to lots of residents. You know, there's a really small group of people that don't want them. I mean, if it was all so straightforward, why did he have to send this long letter with explaining why it's okay for what he's doing? Oh, here's some, we love what you did so far with improving the neighborhood. But would really like to see upgrades to the neighborhood, like new signs, street lighting, benches, places to gather. We're busy working and raising our families and don't have time to get involved with every detail. We trust you all with the ability to deliver those improvements, and if we don't think you guys are doing a job, we can vote at the annual meeting. Oh my gosh, you guys. Anyway, if you look at this document on the website, the blue is my response, where it's sort of like fact-checking them. It seems really obvious now, all the things I've written in blue. But if you want to read his own assessment avoidance apologetics, you will see he's making an argument for never having to follow the assessment, and I think most of it is quite unbelievable, because at this point I can't trust what he says. What he says and writes is very different from what all the facts and other documents show. But there is a lot of, like, he's just asking you to trust him and just believe that these people have said what they are. Anyway, I'm going to stop right now. I know that was sort of long and tedious. but the number of residents that have been negative before the lights were put in, okay, you know, the lights were put in after this, way after this, you know, between September 2021 and February 2022. So he had all of this negative feedback in his possession, and he just steamed right through it anyway. And now he's being a history revisionist and telling everyone the survey came back positive for the lights. And he's just repeated it so much that it's become truth. It's not the truth. Streetlights making things safer is also not the truth. There is not data to support that. Again, his argument that the streetlights were for safety is completely undermined by him pushing so hard to put paths up against people's backyards with park benches, just sitting staring at their homes, at their backyards, very close. Anyway, again, this is sort of a long mess, but you need to see, just please, just don't take everything he says as the truth, especially these really demonstrably false things he's saying. The streetlight survey came back negative. He put them in anyway. That's the truth. Thanks.